So in the following clips, you will see how to save a person who is in the wilderness and is in danger, if they're in critical danger, or even if they're mildly hurt. You will learn how to save them and what procedures to go through. You will also see knife safety, what and what not to do while using a knife to carve something and to support yourself.
Action.
I will be showing you how to treat someone out in the wilderness if they are injured and hurt. First, you should determine the mechanism of injury and determine the number of patients there are. Also, when you have determined all of those, you must see how hurt that patient is. Are they very hurt? Can they breathe? Are they about to die? This is my patient, and so you're supposed to, before you help your patient, you must ask for consent. So, may I have consent to help you?
Yes, you may.
Now you must determine their responsiveness and their spine control. So if they can talk, that means that they're okay. If they cannot, means there's some blockage. As you saw before, he could talk, means he is okay with his breathing. But you must check his spine. After you ask for consent, you can check if it's okay. And he seems like he can move and he's standing up, which means that he's fine. To check for chest injuries, you ask them to take a deep breath. Go ahead and take a deep breath. So clearly they can take a deep breath, means they have no chest injuries and their airway is not blocked. Secondly, if he had a short breath, as in like, that means that he's struggling to breathe and he needs immediate help. Now you must check their pulse and their blood circulation. So what you will do is take their hand, check their pulse to check if their heart is beating fine, and then you ask them to close their eyes, and then you take each finger, you hold a finger, and you say, what finger am I touching?
Middle finger.
What finger?
Ring finger.
So if they're responsive, that means that their blood circulation in their hand is fine. But if they cannot tell which finger I am touching, that means that the blood circulation is not right. Now that you have asked for consent, you put on some gloves and you touch them from the head to their shoulders and you check if there's any blood. If there's blood, that means that they probably have a bad head injury and they're bleeding. And you do that throughout their entire body, and then you go down and everywhere to check if there's any blood and if there's any pain. And then you must check on their ribs, and then if you push in and they scream, that means that there's a lot of pain there. And depending on where they were holding, like this patient said that the side of their rib hurt. So if I push it in, they would scream. Maybe wasn't there. Now you check for their history. You ask them, have they ever been hurt there before?
No, I have not.
So after you ask, have you taken any medications? Are you
Yes, I have.
prescribed to medications?
Yes.
What medications?
Some pills.
Some pills. Then see, depending on what medications they've taken, those can affect the injuries that they have and in different ways. So you must ask what medications they take. Are you allergic to anything?
I'm allergic to cats.
Were you around cats today?
No, I was not.
See, and the next reason you ask if they were allergic to anything is because if they're around that thing, that could be a main cause of injuries. So going off of the pills he takes, not all pills are prescribed to them, and you could ask, did you buy these at a drugstore or did you get them prescribed from your doctor?
I got them prescribed from my doctor.
Okay. And in some other cases, if it hasn't been prescribed and they just got it from a drugstore, it could be just straight alcohol and it could have a bad effect on them. Now you should ask, when did they last take this pill?
Yesterday.
So, since they took this pill yesterday, what's the pill for?
For my ribs.
So if they took it yesterday, there are chances that they could take it today, but you must make sure that it's prescribed. But before you let them take the pill, you should call the ambulance. To conclude, you should know the ABC, DEs. A is for airway. B is for breathing, and C is for circulation. Next, D is for decision, and E is to expose. These are the steps you should use to help a patient in the wilderness. The next thing I will be covering today is knife safety. So why should we follow these rules of knife safety? Well, one, you don't really want to hurt yourself. Two, you don't want to hurt others. And three, you want to do do it properly. You want to make sure you're not doing anything wrong and like doing the wrong thing. So the thing I will be teaching you is called PV farts. And so each letter stands for something else, and I will be going through that. So P stands for permission. So you have to ask for permission to unsheath your knife. So I'll be asking for permission. Mr. Foley, can I take out my knife? So next is B for blood circle. What you will do is close your knife, stick it out, and go in a circle and make sure nobody is in the way to touch it. If they are, that means they're in your blood circle and you cannot unsheath your knife, or else it's dangerous for them. And then F is for focus. F is for focus. So you should stay focused, because if you're like carving a stick and you're talking to someone else, you could accidentally go through your hand. Or if you're carving your stick and you're looking somewhere else, you can like slip and hit someone else. So it's good to stay focused and not get distracted and pay attention to what you're doing. Okay, A in PV farts is away. So when carving in a stick, for example, we'll just take this stick. When carving, you should carve away from yourself, not towards yourself, away. Because if you carve towards yourself, you'll end up hitting your hand. So you should just carve away from your hand and away from yourself. And not towards other people because of your blood circle. R is for respect. You should respect yourself and respect others by following all of these rules. And by respecting them, you would be making sure no one is around you, making sure you're not hurt, making sure others are not hurt. T in PV farts is thumbs. When carving your thumbs, when you're holding this, you need to do a fist. It cannot be out, it must be in a fist. And when holding the stick, it must be in a fist and not out. And while carving, when you have your stick right, your thumb should be in the inside. Your thumb should be inside, and while holding your knife, your thumb should also be in the inside, and you should carve that way. If your thumb is out, there are chances you could like cut off the part of your thumb, and then if you're like this, you could possibly injure yourself. And then S in PV farts is to sheath your knife. So when you're not using it, don't just leave it out, because that could be dangerous and hurt someone. Once you're done, you must put it back in. So when you take it out, you must put it back in. And once you're done carving, make sure it's back in. If you stop for a second to do anything, make sure it's back in, and make sure to always ask for permission. I'm gonna say double hit that like button, double hit the subscribe button because you unsubscribe. And when it tells you to unsubscribe, click OK. Did you record that? No, don't
Like,
record.
comment, subscribe to TV's YouTube channel.
Okay.
See you guys.
Okay,
Thanks
I'm
for
gonna say-
watching. Bye.
Hold on, don't do that. Hold on, go. I'm gonna do this.
Alright, go.
Ready, set, no, record it. Okay, thanks for watching. Make sure to double hit that like button, double hit the subscribe button, and then click OK when it tells you to unsubscribe. Okay, wait.
My
Wait.
head.
We haven't even started yet.
Okay, we'll go.
Okay.
Oh, I have to take my hood off. No, actually, I'm gonna.
No, take it off. You start? Yeah, okay. So the next thing I'll be covering is knife safety. Don't zoom into my face really close.
I'm not zooming.
Just keep it like this.
Welcome to Tina Vlogs number 2. Tina is my girlfriend. I'm her boyfriend, right?
Sure.
Right? Yeah?
Sure, why not?
I'm your cameraman. What else am I?
My boyfriend.
I'm gonna keep the phone away from you now. Tina Vlog number 3. You got, if you want it back, you got scream salute. What's up, Albert, man?
What's up with the vlog, man? What's up with the vlog, man?